Greetings, my dear. We continue our happiness course, and today you will finally learn how to receive assistance from the universe in all your endeavors. Remember I asked you to make a wish? Have you made one? Be sure to review the previous 3 videos in this course that I've already posted. Only after that, watch the 4th one, okay? Once you've watched the 4th lesson, you will understand how this magical phrase works. Help people and God will help you. It really works, not on the first 3 levels, but starting from the 4th at the level of the ANAHATA chakra. At the level of our heart, where our assistance becomes a sincere impulse of the soul. It's not a desire for personal gain, not just posing for Instagram photos to get approval, and not the fear of divine punishment for one's sins. It's a genuine desire for someone else to feel good. In this case, charity is not about simply giving money. It's about genuinely caring for people. If you have attended our seminars or classes, you probably already know how we inspire people to engage in charitable acts. We have an entire volunteer movement in which What do? That's right! We visit the homes of elderly people, of those grandmothers in need. We go to foundations and orphanages or animal shelters to feed dogs and cats and play with them. We deliver groceries to grandmothers, often helping to clean their apartments, organize their homes, perhaps assist with some household chores like bringing firewood or fixing things with minor repairs. We play with children, helping them feel love. Genuine assistance is at the ANAHATA chakra, my dear. It's the help that comes from the heart. And there, your soul is invested. Your true love is invested. It's at this level of assistance that you create a field of love, kindness, and mutual support around you. And then, people around you want to help you. It works almost magically. Even mystically, I would say. Would you like me to share an example? Once, a girl named Natalia wrote to me on Telegram, complaining that a dark streak of failures had entered her life. She had separated from her husband. He left her for a younger girl. Natalia herself was not yet divorced, but in the process of divorce. She had 2 children left to support on her own. On top of that, she lost her job and developed an ulcer. All these troubles overwhelmed her so much she simply didn't want to live. She wrote to me in despair and said she accidentally found my Telegram channel where she began reading my messages completely by chance. Well, we ourselves know there are no coincidences. Natalia prayed, "Please, give me some practice, some ritual. I need help from a higher source, God. I'm in despair and I really don't want to live. Please help me." Reading Natalia's message, I told her, "Great. Take essential groceries from your home like sugar, milk, and cereals. Go to the next doorway. There's a grandmother there. You need to feed her." To say that Natalia was shocked is putting it mildly. She reacted very surprised. "What do you mean? What grandma? What groceries? I have nothing to feed my children, I'm telling you. And you're telling me to go feed a grandma? What are you talking about?" But I was very insistent. I told her, "Natalia, if you do what I'm telling you, I promise to give you recommendations and even guide you through a ritual if you want. I'll share with you a practice of such great energy absolutely for free if you do what I'm telling you right now." Natalia agreed, and obeying but still doubting, she took a few items from her refrigerator at home and went to the next doorway. No one opened the door in the first apartment. Later, she shared with me that she felt very foolish, but on the 2nd floor she rang the bell in another apartment, and a grandmother opened the door for her. The woman was truly alone in her apartment and initially regarded Natalia with some suspicion. I instructed Natalia to explain that it's a volunteer movement, that we provide assistance, and she brought groceries. Eventually, the grandmother softened and let her into her home. It turned out she was completely alone. Her children and grandchildren had abandoned her and no one came to visit. Her apartment was clearly neglected, but it was evident that she tried to keep it clean, although it was very difficult for her as she could barely move. In the past, she was a ballerina. Can you imagine? She danced in the theater, and there were beautiful photos all around where she was young and radiant. However, if you know, a ballerina's career leaves its mark on the body, and as she aged, all her bones and joints ached, making it very difficult for her to move, and there was no one around to help her. When Natalia saw all of this, she burst into tears, because in her youth, Natalia herself had left her mother in the village, gotten married, had children, and lived in a big city, rarely visiting her elderly mother. Upon learning of her mother's passing, she returned to the house where she grew up and saw how neglected it had become. Natalia felt very ashamed and guilty. And here, she meets a grandmother who was in the same situation as her mother once was. She felt a karmic duty to help her. She spent several hours at her place, tidying up and cleaning the entire apartment. She did everything for this grandmother, returned home, gathered all the groceries from her fridge, and filled the grandmother's fridge. To say that Natalia was happy is an understatement. She finally felt peace in her heart. She was so touched, felt immense sympathy for this grandmother, and cried. Then her husband calls. Well, not yet ex, but for now the actual one, and asked how things were, how the children were. Realizing she had no groceries for the kids as she had just given everything to this grandmother, she asked her husband to bring groceries and fill the fridge. She told him that she had nothing to feed the children. Naturally, he responded, bought groceries, came home and found nothing in the house. What happened? Natalia starts telling him about this grandmother she had just taken care of. The husband was in shock. At that moment, Natalia prepared dinner and the kids came home. They spent the evening together as a family. Natalia remembered that her husband's parents are still alive, also living in the village, and they rarely visit them. She asked him when was the last time they visited his parents, as they hadn't seen how the grandchildren had grown. "Let's go," she said. He was simply shocked, but didn't refuse her, because it was such a sincere impulse of the soul, and he realized that he indeed hadn't visited his parents for a long time. They took the children and went to the village for the weekend to visit his parents. Natalia took care of his elderly mother and father. The husband couldn't take his eyes off her. He praised her and was just amazed. What do you think happened when they returned home to the city? He didn't leave the house, and she never heard about any mistresses or other women again. The husband returned to her, to the family, to the children. They regained stable prosperity, started living happier lives. Natalia found a job, and even her ulcer disappeared. Can you imagine? How did this happen? She didn't do anything specific for it. Didn't try to win her husband back with threats and tantrums as she did before. No, she simply opened her heart. Thanks to helping others, she created such an aura of love, such an aura of kindness around her that her husband felt so good being with her that he just didn't want to go anywhere else. All the scandals disappeared from their home. The children became more obedient, and their school performance improved. Natalia still visits that grandmother and calls her mom because it represents karmic cleansing for Natalia herself. Can you imagine? This is a real miracle and magic. My dear, the universal law really works. Help people and God will help you. But your help must be sincere and come from the heart, as we say in our language, from the ANAHATA chakra. So, please join our volunteer projects. At our seminars and sessions, we will teach you how to help. We will even finance this assistance. We will take care of all your expenses for products for grandmothers and children. Contact our organizers and they will tell you everything. You just come to homes and give your love. Help with your heart, you understand? Don't think that you can't engage in charity because you don't have money for it. Charity and helping others is not about money. It's about care, it's about love, and a desire to genuinely support and help others. We will teach you how to do it. So come to our sessions. I'll leave a link in the description. You can contact our representatives and participate in our volunteer project. Open your heart and give love to create a field of love around you. And then real happiness will come into your life. Prosperity for you and your entire family. But this is still not the highest level of charity. It's only the heart chakra. There are even higher levels, the 5th, 6th, and even the 7th. When you start helping people on these levels, you will receive incredible gifts from God. How does it work? I'll tell you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you won't miss them. Give this video a like if you want more kindness in the world. And share this video with those whom you also wish happiness for. After all, the secrets of happiness should be known to everyone. Let's spread them worldwide. Deal? See you soon!